Thanks, Tara. Now, we're still a few hours away from that vote, but I can tell you that a majority of the councilors are in favor of creating this commission. Now, these past few months, anyone with an opinion on the statue behind me has used history as part of their argument. So I sat down with a couple historians to see what they have to think about this complicated issue. Town hall behind me is quiet right now, but voting officials say they are happy with the turnout. Nearly a third of the voting population has voted in the mayoral and council elections today, and there's a good reason why there are a lot of people. It's the first time in a while, 6 years since they've had to select their own mayor. Just in the last couple minutes, the Charlottesville City Council voted unanimously 5-0 to go forward with this Blue Ribbon Commission on monuments in public spaces in the town. Structures like this one are not hard to find in sections of the national park. A chimney, the only part of these houses to remain after they're burned to the ground. And he told the council that the statue behind me hides history rather than promoting any sort of dialogue. Polls will close in a little bit around 7 p.m. and results should come in a little bit after that. And of course, when we have those results, we'll bring them right to you. Thanks, Tara. I found these hikers sitting on the side of the road at the Swift Run Gap entrance of Shenandoah National Park. They've been hiking the Appalachian Trail for months, and they had no idea starting out that a forest fire would leave them stranded.
So we're stuck here on the side of the road.
Phoning a friend, looking for a place to stay the night. That's what happens when an AT thru hiker gets derailed from his 2,100-mile journey.
I actually ended up hiking in a section that we weren't supposed to be hiking in, and we came to a gap, and there was a ranger to pretty much rescue us and take us out of the park.
The couple had met John Norris on the trail, and the three of them were together this morning when they noticed the fire from a distance. But by midday, the fire had reached them.
We were sitting down at the creek, bathing, eating lunch, and the smoke started coming in. And we could see it, and it was like, oh, yeah, the smell was just like, wow, it's getting close, you know, we better hike up at it.
Now they're staying in Elkton for a couple nights, waiting to see if the trail will reopen. But they say it's tough to stay put for long.
Being out here is a balance between time and money, and, you know, everybody has a certain amount of time and a certain amount of money. So every day you spend in town, you know, you're spending money to stay at a hotel or whatever.
If it doesn't reopen, they'll have to skip this part of the trail, a thought they're hoping to avoid.
It definitely would eat me if we missed 4 or 5 miles. You know, when we get to main finish, knowing that we missed that little section, yes, it would be upsetting.
But they'll have a story few other AT hikers will ever get to tell.
Pretty wild to be hiking through smoke and having ashes coming down.
They told me they were hoping to see a bear while hiking through the park. Now they're nervous the fire ruins the chances of that. But I'd say walking through a forest fire is exciting enough. It's a blustery afternoon in Standardsville, and inside Town Hall, a committee hard at work.
How would you recommend that?
They're talking construction and fundraising, but really they're trying to tell a story.
My mother and grandparents and great-grandparents were displaced in the creation of Shenandoah National Park.
Jim Lawson is one of hundreds across central Virginia with ties to people who were removed from the Blue Ridge Mountains in the 1930s, when the government took their land and gave it to the American public.
There were a lot of things that happened that were not positive, that really were very hurtful to the people, and they were never given any respect.
And now they're mostly forgotten.
They show up today and they think that it always was like that. And it's not like the western national parks where the government owned the land. It was acquired from private individuals.
Individuals with stories worth sharing.
My great-grandfather, who was given a car by his son, and he started it down the mountain, but he didn't know how to stop it. So he was hollering, whoa, whoa, all the way down until he wrecked, and the car is still sitting up there on the mountain at that home site.
Green is just beginning the process, but their neighbors to the north finished late last year. On the side of the Blue Ridge Turnpike in Madison County, the first and only finished memorial of the project. Structures like this one are not hard to find in sections of the national park. A chimney, the only part of these houses to remain after they're burned to the ground.
The stones seem to be a good symbol of the strong nature of the mountain people that lived in the park.
So now each county plans to create their own unique chimney using stones native to its land. It's a way for people to directly interact with the past.
It's got my mother in it and some of my family in it from 1932, but you can see those children there from the school.
James Lillard spearheaded the Madison campaign for a monument.
My mother's gone, but I'm sure she would be very proud to see something like this here.
Back in Standardsville, the committee hopes to provide that same comfort to its people. but months of work remain before their chimney can start smoking. The biggest challenge for this group is raising funds, but they think donations will come in once more people learn what they're trying to do. As of now, they're hoping to finish the monument by the end of October. The sights and sounds of Civil War America, from the light to the loud. This is the scene in Standardsville Saturday, a trip back in time.
Reenactments give people a first-hand account of what happened. I mean, these are living, breathing people out here. It's not a TV show. It's not something that has been filmed. These are actual people. These are historians. These are people that enjoy the past.
From living in Civil War-era camps overnight to stopping by to shop for authentic clothing, events like these give people the chance to better understand 1860s Virginia. And the reenactors say it's an important thing to do.
We need to appreciate what it took to build this country and to realize all the hardships that people had to endure.
This is the first reenactment in Greene County in over a decade, after organizers had trouble finding a location. So they returned to where it began. In the 1980s, this field was completely covered with hundreds of reenactors. And now today, starting out small, they're strapping on caps and jackets looking to build this event back up.
It's almost like going back 30 years and starting over again. So it's very exciting for reenactors to have something here at home because there's a lot of history in Greene County.
Now these people of the past look to the future.
This will be an advertisement for the next year. Hopefully we'll have a larger reenactment, more people coming.
Hoping they come out to have a blast. Jacob Murphey, CBS 19 News.